Hello students, good morning student. Today we'll read the new topic Arming the Dragon Who Grew. Arming the Dragon Who Grew. Would you like to meet a dragon? Do you think dragon children have problems? Meet Arming the little dragon and listen to his problem in this story. Aming was a dragon, a very large green and black dragon. When he breathed, he puffed out a lot of smoke as if he had a great fire inside him. His eyes shone like rubies, and his tail seemed to stretch for miles and miles, for miles and miles. However, he had not always been so large and imposing. When he was only a few years old, he was very small and thin, with no tail at all. In fact, his mother was quite ashamed of him. I wish Aming would. I do wish I do wish Aming would grow a little, she said to the other dragons. No no one will ever be frightened of him. He will never be able to fight battles or look impressive in a procession. This made Arming very unhappy. He started to hide himself among the rocks and trees where no one could see him. And one day he decided to run away. No one is really kind to me, he said to himself. I will find a new home where I can live happily all by myself, and I will be a kind, gentle dragon, even if I cannot be a large, beautiful and fierce one. So one night, with just the half moon shining, Arming left home. He took the road which led over the hills far away. He felt sad and lonely, leaving all the other dragons he knew so well, but he was quite determined to make his own way out in the world. He was so small that he was able to the little paths and tracks between the hills and across rice field, which would have been much too narrow for most dragons. By morning he had gone a long way. He slept under a banyan tree and waited until it was dark before moving on. Again he traveled like this for several days, and soon he was a long way from his old home. One morning he came to a place where all trees grew on the top of a little hill. There was a huge rocky cave out of which a stream bubbled down below in the valley. Down below in the valley, he could see a blaze. He could see a blaze with lots of houses. It was a lovely, quiet place. I shall stay here forever and ever, said Arming happily. So he settled down in the cave and made up his mind to be kind of good. He ate and green grass, wild fruits and blossoms that fell from the tree, and the little mushroom that sprang up on the hillside. Sometimes he found honey that the bee had left in a hollow tree, and he drank the cool bubbling water from the little stream. Weeks went by, and Arming felt very peaceful. No one came to disturb him from the grassy mound outside his cave. He had a wonderful view of the blaze below him in the valley. He watched the He watched the children play. He heard the sound of music and bells. He saw the street stalls. He saw the street stalls and everyone going shopping. He watched the carts. He watched the carts, wagons, and rickshaw moving along the road during festivals and holidays. Banners, paper, lanterns, and flags filled the narrow street with color. One bright sunny morning, Aming decided he would go down to the village and make friends with everyone. He felt sure they would like him. I'm such a tiny dragon, he said to himself, that even the children will want to play with me. So when when the sun was high in the sky and the street was full of noisy activities, Aming suddenly appeared. He expected everyone to come running to meet him, struck his head, admired his color, and asked his name. Instead, there was the most terrible confusion. People dropped everything and ran. Doors were slammed and vaulted window closed, and mothers hid their children. In a moment, the street was empty. Oh dear, whatever is the matter? Said Amin. Surely they cannot be frightened of me. He walked very slowly and carefully down the village street until he came to the village fountain with its lovely clear pool of water sitting on the low wall around. The pool was a small boy. Arming stopped at once, and he and toy and he and the boy looked at each other. Why did everybody run away? Asked Arming. I'm not going to hurt anyone after all. I'm just a very tiny dragon. Really? Said the little boy in surprise. I am afraid everyone was very frightened of you. They thought you were going to eat them up. I nearly ran away myself, but my grandfather had been telling me. My grandfather had been telling me such a wonderful old story about dragons. I thought I would stay and see what you really look like. How very large you are large, said Arming in an astonishment. Me? He shook his head. Why, I am perhaps the smallest dragon in the world. That is why I had to leave my home. You have made a big mistake, said the small boy. Just take a look at yourself. Arming turned and looked down into the bright clear water of the pool and suddenly saw that he was simply enormous. He was puffing out clouds of smoke into the still air. His tail stretches out behind him. His neck curved high. His eye glittered like jewels. Oh dear, said Arming. What has happened to me? What has happened to me? You have made a big mistake, said the small boy. Just take a look at yourself. Just take a look at yourself. Arming turned and looked down into the bright, clear water of the pool and suddenly saw that he was simply enormous. He was puffing out clouds of smoke air into the still air. His tail stretches out behind him. His neck curved high. His eyes glittered like jewels. Oh dear, said Arming. What has happened to me? You look simply beautiful, a real dragon, said the small boy. You look simply beautiful, a real dragon, said the small boy. If you honestly don't eat up people, I will hurry off and tell them. I will hurry off and tell them all that you are quite harmless. They will come out of their houses and look at you. He added. In a short time, Aming was surrounded by an admiring crowd. Aming was surrounding. In a short time, Aming was surrounded by an admiring crowd. The children climbed on his back. Little boy sat on his tail. Babies were held up to stroke his cheeks. He felt very happy. Everybody really liked him. After a lot of talk and discussion, the Blaze Council decided to adopt Aming as their special dragon. So nearly every day, he came down from his cave and stretched out on the Blaze street. He took up he took up a great deal of room, but he was very careful not to knock down any of the stalls, and the children were able to play the most exciting games, jumping over his back and sliding down his tail. His fame soon his fame soon his fame soon spread abroad, and people came from far and wide to see him. Aming was very happy at festivals and holiday. He always led the processions. He was gentle and good tempered with the children and polite to everyone. Luckily, he stopped growing through. He got rather fat. He's living there to this day, a contented and satisfied dragon. Thank you watching our video. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you watching my video. Please like, share and subscribe.